Hi, welcome to Glow's Candid Kitchen, and I'm Glow. Well, today I'm going to start making an alpha omega salad for you guys. And one of the things you need to do to have it turn out the best is to soak the grain overnight. So that's what we're going to do here, and it's super easy. The grain that it calls for is Kamut. It's K-A-M-U-T, but it's pronounced Kamut. And this is a very ancient grain, and I'm not sure if everybody has heard of it. I didn't hear about this until probably 5-10 years ago. It's delicious, and this grain was found in some of the Egyptian tombs, the kings of the pharaohs. So it's actually known as King Tut's wheat. So that tells you how old this grain is. It's very healthy. So what I'm going to do is I am going to measure out just 1 cup. I'm going to show you what it looks like too in here. It's almost like a wheat berry in a way. They're very hard right now. But we're going to add water to this and just soak it overnight. And then tomorrow we'll rinse it and we'll start with our next step. So I'm going to go ahead and measure out. I'm going to put 3 cups in here to make sure that there is enough water here to soak it overnight. And usually I use a liquid measuring cup, but I just thought, well, I have this. I could have, measured out with this. I did have 4 cups to start with, and now I have 1. So it's 3 cups. But anyway, I'm going to stir this just a little. And we're going to let this soak overnight, and then tomorrow morning we'll get started on making our alpha omega salad. Talk to you then. Bye. Good morning. Well, our Kamut has been soaking overnight in just plain water. And now what I need to do is to drain it and rinse it and have it ready for the next step. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in this little strainer I have already right here. My spoon. What I'm doing is just getting the rest of the grains out of here that's stuck to the dish. There. So you can see what they look like. Now I'm going to rinse this off. And I'm just going to transfer it over to here. I have some water already boiling. I turned it down a little because it was at a roaring boil. And I'm just going to put that right in here. And it says to boil it in salted water. So I'm going to add about 3/4 of a teaspoon of iodized sea salt. There we go. We're going to let this boil now for 40 to 60 minutes or until the Kamut becomes soft, al dente. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this up to a boil. I'm going to turn it down to a hard simmer and let this boil for that length of time. And I definitely will need to make sure that the grains are covered with water. I started off with 2 quarts of water to bring to a boil. So I'll be back in 40 to 60 minutes, and in the meantime, while I'm gone, see all this produce over here? Yes. I'm going to be cutting that up, and that's going to go in the salad. So I'll see you back in about an hour. Hi, well, it's been about 60 minutes, and our Kamut is done. I tested it, and it is al dente. So now what I need to do is I'm going to take this over to my strainer I put over here. And I'm going to run it through and rinse it. Let's see. Getting the rest of it out that's in the pot. There we go. Just put this over here so
The big rinse.
Actually, I'm gonna put some water in it. I'm sorry. Just put it right there. Turn off the burner. And now I'm gonna rinse this with cold water. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in my bowl. I just have a wooden salad bowl here. And I'll just show you what it looks like now compared to when we started. I'll take one, bite right down on it. It's actually very good. It's got like a nutty, toasted flavor to it. I think you guys will find that this is just delicious. So I'm going to show you the way I usually make this salad. I kind of, came up with it on my own. The first time I ever tried this salad was from a health food store. And it was expensive, but it was delicious. And so I kept going back to get it. And I thought, I got to come up with a recipe for this. And I did. But when I was looking online at some others with that same title, Alpha Omega salad, some of them use like regular lettuce in it and different fruits. But today I'm just going to do it with cranberries. I have made it before, like with raspberries or blueberries, and that's just as good. So, but I'm just using what I have on hand today. So the first thing I did is I shredded a very large carrot. So there's probably, I would say a good cup and a half of it in here, maybe 2. And I did 2 ribs of celery and just chopped it up in small bite-sized pieces. And about a cup of red bell pepper. And if you don't have all this stuff on hand, by all means use what you have. It'll still be good. And the same amount of the green bell pepper. And I have done jalapenos in it before, and it's very good as well. There's about a cup and a half of red onion. And there are frozen peas, about a half a cup. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of mix this up. We'll see what we got going here. See how pretty that is?
Looks good, Miss.
This keeps very well in the refrigerator. And it's a great salad to take for lunch, for a snack, for dinner. I've even eaten it for breakfast before, and I know that sounds strange, but it's very good. But I love vegetables, so. Let's see how pretty that is.
So pretty, so pretty.
So what I'm going to do next is I made up a salad dressing of red wine vinegar, olive oil. There's a clove of garlic in here that I smashed and then chopped up real fine. And I put a little bit of honey, like just 1 squirt of honey, and a little salt and a little pepper. So I'm just going to shake this up real well. And I just use a jelly jar for this. And it's this is a half a cup of olive oil. Oh, and there's lemon juice in this too. There's a 1/8 of a cup of fresh lemon juice and an 1/8 of a cup of the red wine vinegar. And then of course the honey, like I said. And you may not need all of that. It just depends on how much you've made. I usually reserve some, and then after this marinates a while, it'll probably require a little bit more. Oh, it smells good too. That's so pretty. So I'm going to stop here for a moment and let this marinate just for like 5 minutes, and I'll come back and sample it. Hi, well this has been marinating about 5 minutes, and I'm going to add some of these sunflower seeds. I'm going to reserve some just for garnish for the bowl that I'm going to try. And then these are cranberries, dried cranberries. And they're sweetened ones. And I'm going to stir that up. You can add as much as you want of that, but I usually include some in as a garnish when, you know, we're serving it. So, you know, it just depends on how much you like cranberries. We like it a lot, but there was probably about a half a cup that we put in of each one of those. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and sample this. I'll put some in this dish. It's so good. And I'm going to put a few cranberries on top. And some of the sunflower seeds. And some fresh parsley. And you can add the fresh parsley to here, and I probably will do that. In fact, let me just do it right now so we can see what it looks like. And also fresh mint in this is very good. And chives is good in this as well. Isn't it beautiful?
Looks good, Miss Chloe.
Yep. So I'm going to go ahead and try it. Got a little cranberry here and This is delicious, so refreshing. And when I grate the carrots, I grate them on the small side. I'll show you, I had washed up my dishes, but I use a hand grater. I don't use this large one for it. I use this size. And it makes them a little smaller. But you can just taste everything. It has that nuttiness from the Kamut in here. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. And if you have, please like and subscribe to our channel. We would really appreciate it. And share this with your friends and let me know what you thought of it after you've made it. Talk to you later. Bye.